So good morning everyone. Good morning sir. Thank you for having me here. Myself Sarah, and I've chosen the topic mental health because I feel mental health is something all of us go through, but it is rarely spoken about. So with an aim, with an initiative to make people feel heard and seen, I've chosen the topic mental health.
Nice topic. It's I would say much needed attention. The more we explore, the more we learn about how much more explanation we need. So it's a great topic. So what's your opinion about the mental health status of India?
So I feel mental health status of India and mental health is quite lacking if we compare to other countries. In India, there's a still big taboo about mental health. It's a very hush-hush topic. I've noticed people get uncomfortable when we talk about it. And even in the government sector, if you come across the data, only 1.3% of the budget goes towards mental health. While in other countries, I have noticed it is about 9% or 8.37%. But on the positive side, I feel India is taking a great initiative, as I've seen government launch various apps like Manodaya and Telemanas helplines. It is normalizing it. So I think we're on a good track right now.
So what will you do about it?
So mental health, I feel, is a topic that cannot be solved on a particular level. It has to have levels to it. So on the school level, I feel we already have workshops and all of it. One thing we can do is include mental awareness, not awareness actually, mental hygiene, mental literacy into our course, which is not basically just learning about the mind, but the symptoms of mental health and when to approach a therapist. Second, I would say is I think we can train the teachers or our friends to analyze and just know the early stages of mental health so they can identify if something's going wrong instead of terming feelings like aggression as a student going on a wrong track. Maybe it has a deeper root level or a meaning to it.
Okay, so here my suggestion to you is you still look it from compare it with physical health and what has happened over a period of time. So mental health and physical health, there is only one major difference, is the lack of measurement. So if you have, for example, diabetes, I can take your blood and see whether you have diabetes or not. Today diabetes is so advanced that we will know your random blood sugar, you will know your fasting blood sugar, you will know after eating blood sugar, we'll know how 3 months how you have been with your blood sugar, we'll know how much is your insulin resistance, fasting at insulin level at fasting, everything. Lot of things is there for physical health. For mental health, we don't have a blood report. We don't have a treadmill test, what we have for heart. We don't have a X-ray or a MRI or a CT scan. Whether we know there is, unless there is this mental health has reached to a level of damaging your brain. So sadly but true, with physical health, the progress have been faster because of a measurement. Mental health, unfortunately, relies on opinions, relies on behavior observations. It's very subjective. So today, I would be classified as a very person of sound mind, and at the same time, people will find out so many problems with me and my behavior that I may be also be given mild antidepressant. That is because it's very subjective. If this, for example, you have a fracture, then and you do an X-ray, and like there will be 99% of orthopedics agree that you have a fracture. If you have a depression, and if you need to find out the cause of it, 99% of psychiatrists will have a different opinion. So the problem in mental health is the nature of the illness, and at times it is not at the root cause is very complex to find. So what we can do is with behavior. So many people believe that if a person, a male, has corona beard, then he is a depression. So this is what people interpret behavior with, and but seasoned psychiatrists have been very experienced, they have realized that certain things are not that critical that need to be medicated for. So what we really need to do is, not all mental health issues are what we call pathological in nature or requires immediate medical attention, and not all issues should be ignored, or it may lead to in the long run. So that's where the difference is between what we call, the problem with mental health taboo is everybody who approaches a mental health professional is termed as crazy.
Yeah, that's
okay. So that's the problem. And what we are seeing is some really, if you have you heard about that case where the wife killed the husband in honeymoon?
Yes.
Have you heard about that case? Do you think that wife was crazy?
No.
What was the problem with their wife? She could have divorced.
I think the pressure got to her so much, she bottled up her feelings so much that in the end they came out in the wrong way.
Yes. So I think that wife has really gone into big trouble right now. And so what we need awareness is with the coping mechanism.
Right.
What people do is a wrong coping mechanism. So if you have a fracture and if you do not go to an orthopedic, you just do all other treatments, you do not get a plaster, and you may have your healing would be there, but the bone would be what we call is wrongly joined. Okay, so this is the bone. If it gets broken and if there is a slight disalignment, then you have a defect lifelong. Then you will go in for a major surgery. So that's the awareness we need to talk about, is if you have a mental health issue, or it's not a mental health issue, if you have an emotional issue, so I had a friend who said that somebody is harassing you, let's go and beat him up. So yeah, that's not the right thing to do, but that's how people deal with problems, and so when many people are seeing it's a mental health crisis in India, what they're seeing is the root cause behind most of the crimes is mental health. I have seen so many news items that a road accident leads to murder. Today in newspaper it is there, page 3, page 2, Times of India, road accident leads to murder. Road accident deaths are not enough, that we have murders because of road rage. So this is something that media needs to report, that this was not, potholes was not the problem. The problem was that they did not know how to deal with failure in life. So if there's a road accident, they are worried that, oh my God, this person who harmed my vehicle, I'm going to get even with him and I'm going to kill him. What is going on in the world? So and this is just tip of the iceberg. If you look at, like I said about that wife, there are so many crimes happening. The underlying reasons are emotional problems, coping mechanism, and sad stories. They don't have people to talk to. So you are right, we need to educate friends because they are your first counselor.
Right.
And like my friends, let's go and beat him up. That's bad advice.
You're absolutely right. I actually read a quote somewhere that brain, the most important body part, bleeds differently than our other body parts. It bleeds silently. So silence is like holding a two-sided sword. The more you hold it, the more it bleeds.
Yes.
And personally speaking, that as a teenager, sometimes I would just want my friends to notice me and approach me over the things that are going wrong. So first step to if something goes wrong would be my friends. But you're right, we need more awareness and we need people to identify the deeper causes and deeper roots of mental health. It's not always we want to get even. It's not always that if she murdered, she was crazy. Even you talked about the murder cases. If you go through them, you would notice the person was either depressed or schizophrenic. But people don't know about it. People don't tend to go to the root cause. They just term the person as evil on that moment just because he murdered.
Yes, and moreover, there have been, Sigmund Freud, who invented psychoanalysis practically, he has always said that the root cause of your most problems are in your childhood. And when we analyze it very deep, there would be, most children would blame their parents or their school teachers or their friends, but at a time when you cross over to being an adult life, eventually you have to be responsible for your actions. You cannot be the victim all the time. You cannot blame the entire world for that. So mental health at times has to also be combined with what we say practical life.
Yeah, that's true.
So you cannot blame everybody. You have to take responsibility of your actions, and that is development, and that is how people grow in life, not just physically.
You very rightly said that mental health, sometimes even if the thing is done, it's we who have to know how to cope up with it, how to move forward, and how to have a comeback in life.
Great.
Any other insights you would like to share?
No, I think what I have seen of mental health is that most of the problems are solvable.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of hope that one day we will have enough knowledge in this world to take as we have progress in maintaining physical health, we will also have in mental health
That's
progress
it.
also.